Jai Gurudev. Question. If in a house where some persons have been initiated while others have not, what important things should the initiated ones bear in mind? Answer. There is always a possibility of transmigration of Shakti in such situations. It is therefore advised that sadhan be avoided in their presence. A separate room is therefore very necessary for a disciple. The practice should be performed while keeping the door shut. Each individual disciple should have his personal sitting cloth, that is asan. If possible, no other belongings should be kept in that room which could necessitate the entry of other persons. This will, in addition, fill the room with strong spiritual vibrations, making the movements all the more intense. This atmosphere will naturally affect even the uninitiated persons by the transmigration of Shakti, so it is necessary that such persons are strictly prohibited admission. Even then, the possibility of indirect effect cannot be ruled out. Therefore, the best way is to provide the Shaktipat initiation for such persons also. Question. If the Guru passes away before the disciple attains the highest state of spiritual progress, that is Samadhi, what should the disciple do? Does the Guru continue to guide the disciple in a Sukshma, subtle body form or in Shakti capable of taking the sadhak to his goal? Answer. There is no difference between the power of God and the power of Guru. Spiritually, they are one and the same. This power, having been awakened in the Guru, is further awakened and activated in the disciple. Therefore, this does not cease even after the disappearance of physical form of the Guru. It is indestructible and eternal. Just as the disciple has been close to the physical form of the Guru, so he becomes close to this power and progress on the path of spirituality is ensured. Thus, the disciple need not fear the disappearance of the body of his Guru. Even if the aspirant dies before the attainment of the state of Samadhi, the Kundalini still remains awakened. The subtle body has prana as one of its constituents. Prana becomes active and rises because the aspirant, when he reincarnates a new physical body, continues with the same awakened state of Kundalini that he had in his previous body. Shakti is thus constantly active in an awakened person and will finally takes him to his destination, that is Samadhi. With the fulfillment of this objective, the force merges into its cause, that is soul. The Guru is essence, is eternal, endless, and full of knowledge. As long as the disciple has faith and surrenders himself completely, the power will not die. There is, however, the Guru's successor who can be equally trusted. The Guru normally appoints his successor after blessing him to be able to act for the welfare of his fellow disciples. It is worthwhile to mention that all other disciples are duty bound to have due regard and respect for the succeeding Guru. He will no doubt on occasions remove their doubts and keep them guided on the right path. Question. A question arises regarding movements like laughing, singing, crying, trembling, or rotation round. Do they keep one involved? What are the result of these and where do they ultimately lead us? Answer. The end result of these movements is the purification of chitta. The accumulated effects of past deeds gives origin to attachment in one's chitta. Attachment give birth to certain tendencies, and these tendencies seek their expression through the determination and choices of the mind. Prana then expresses itself outwardly through the senses. When Shakti is awakened, it cuts short the entire process by converting seeds into movements. Otherwise, these seeds become attachments and cause bondages. Weeping, singing, crying, jumping, dancing, trembling, etc., are the movements which have this purifying effect on Chitta. The determination or choices of the mind obviously have no bearing on these movements. This should always be clear. Material gain is never the goal of an aspirant. Yoga Darshan describes human sufferings as heya, that which is to be divided, and are due to hetu, that is the cause. The way to liberation is han, destruction, and hanopaya, means of destruction. This means that the objects of worldly pleasure and pain are all worth renouncing, since they have their origin in the wrongful supposition that this physical body is the self. This is due to ignorance and illusion signified by hetu, the cause. The way of deliverance from pain and sorrow is the destruction of this ignorance. It is mainly due to ignorance that a human being believes that his body is the self, gets attached to the objects of senses, and cherishes a desire for their possession and enjoyment. If this ignorance can be destroyed, then the self realizes that he is no longer the physical body and is therefore freed from all sorrows. Sankhya philosophy describes this stage as that of eternal happiness. Shakti, when awakened, transforms the seeds of past actions into automatic movements, which consequently reduces passions. The thought currents of Chitta evolve from disturbing ones to calm ones and ultimately are restrained. Similarly, the mind is also freed of all desires. The feelings of lust, anger, passion, attachment, pride, jealousy, etc., are uprooted. These vices are the veils of ignorance which delude the mind. The awakened Shakti destroys the veil of Maya. Shakti, which has its origin in the soul, by which Chit appears to be conscious and which is responsible for the creation of the veil of Maya, returns and reunites with the soul. Thus, the identification of Chit with the soul is broken, and with the activity of Chit having been so destroyed, the state of self realization is attained. It is in this way that the individual soul attains the state of superconsciousness, that is samadhi. As the automatic movements become progressively more subtle, the aspirant experiences greater joy out of such movements, though there are no outward signs of them. The aspirant is inwardly absorbed in bliss, and the movements finally disappear after the completion of purification of disciples' mind. Jai Gurudev.